Oleksii was sitting in an empty room. Rain was pounding against the window, and a heavy, cold key lay in his hand. A key to a door he couldn't open. Not the door to his apartment, but the door to his past. A past left on the battlefield. After 2 years in hell, after an injury that almost took his life, he returned. But a part of his soul remained there, at the front. He was like a ghost in his own life. His body was here, but his thoughts and memories were far away. His days were empty, his nights sleepless. His normal life seemed alien. Every sound, every movement reminded him of what he had seen and been through. He tried to find peace, but peace wouldn't come. He was different. His gaze was deeper, his speech more reserved. He felt lost in civilian life, unable to find his place. He knew he needed help, but he didn't know how to ask for it. One evening, while browsing the news, he came across an advertisement that the local volunteer center needed help. They were involved in the rehabilitation and adaptation of veterans, helping them find jobs and return to a full life. Oleksii realized this was his chance, but not to get help, but to help someone else. He felt this was his key to returning. He came to the center not knowing what to expect. He was offered to join the work with veterans. At first it was difficult. He had to listen to stories that reminded him of his own painful memories. But over time, he realized that his experience, his understanding of what these people had been through, was priceless. He became not just a volunteer for them, but a mentor, a friend, a support. Oleksii helped veterans master new professions, undergo psychological rehabilitation, and rebuild relationships with their families. He organized sports events, masterclasses, and meetings with psychologists for them. He saw how they gradually came back to life, how a spark of hope appeared in their eyes. He realized that his humility after the war had become his new strength. This humility was not a sign of weakness, but rather a deep understanding of the value of life and a desire to help those who had gone through something similar. His own pain turned into a source of empathy and wisdom. Eventually, Oleksii became the head of the Veterans Affairs Department. He created a unique program that included not only rehabilitation, but also social adaptation, vocational training, and psychological support. His center became a beacon of hope for many who had lost their sense of purpose after returning from the war. One day, during a meeting with journalists, he was asked what had changed most in him after the war. Oleksii smiled and replied, "I realize that humility is not a surrender, but an understanding that you are not alone. It is accepting your experience, your pain, and turning it into a force that helps others. This is my new strength, which makes me stronger than ever."